sometimes the police only go off the way somebody look. Like, they be like, oh, you look like the person, so you must be the person.
A man who maintained his innocence through almost 17 years in prison has finally been released, thanks to his own detective work, helping track down his own lookalike. Turns out,
So he
looks
found
can
out
be deceiving.
himself something
Here's
that they
ABC's
couldn't
Alex
find out.
Perez.
They stupid.
Finally free. After 17 years
17
behind
years,
bars,
they better
the
give
man
him
who
all
says he
his
was
money.
wrongfully convicted, returning
All
to
his
loving
money.
arms.
I hope and prayed every day for this day to come, and and when it finally got here, it was an overwhelming feeling.
Richard Jones's nightmare over after tracking down another prisoner, his doppelganger, and the discovery casting doubt on his guilty verdict.
Hold
I believe
up.
it was a striking resemblance.
Whoa, hold on, let me see. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I would have arrested him too, though. Dang. They look a lot alike. They look a lot alike. I mean, not like 100%, but I can see why. Yeah. Yeah. That is crazy. Dang, if you gonna look like somebody that's like a millionaire or something. So when you go places, people could try to take pictures with you and stuff. But dang, that's so somebody can send you to jail. Ugh. Dang.
Doubt on his guilty verdict.
I believe it was a striking resemblance. It just blew me away.
Nearly 20 years ago,
Yup,
Jones
the
was
head,
charged
the
with
face.
aggravated robbery in Kansas City, Kansas, after being accused of trying to steal a purse in a parking lot. Jones had provided an alibi, and no physical evidence ever linked him to the crime. The case relied instead on eyewitness testimony. The victim told police the suspect was thin to medium build, tan with dark...
So they only going off of freaking a witness identification. That could be anybody. I mean, obviously they just picked up anybody and was like, "Oh, it's you." What the heck? What the heck? Thin to medium tan skin, dark hair. Hair was back away from the face. What the hell?
back, and out of a photo lineup of 6 mugshots, Jones was identified. That eyewitness testimony landed him behind bars. But all along, Jones adamantly maintained his innocence and tried to appeal his conviction.
I couldn't let someone else's mistake make me waver in my faith and never make me shy away from what was real and what the truth was, and that was I was innocent, and I knew it.
After 15 years of incarceration and declined motions, Richard Jones reached out to the University of Kansas School of Law Project for Innocence and the Midwest Innocence Project, where law students took on his case and met with their client.
During that visit, Mr. Jones actually said to the students, "I keep getting mistaken for this guy named Ricky Amos."
Back at the office, the students searched the Kansas Department of Corrections database for Ricky Amos. And here's what they found. That's Jones on the right, Amos on the left. Both men with almost identical skin tone, facial hair, and cornrows.
That was sort of our jumping off point to then try and get Mr. Jones back into court to challenge his conviction. What would the victim and the other people that identified them say if shown these pictures?
But the discovery of this doppelganger came only at the end of a case founded on what many consider to be an imperfect law enforcement tool.
Eyewitness identification testimony is always problematic because it's highly unreliable. Memories are not recorded playbacks like most of us think. Memories are recalled. It's a recollection, and there's a lot of inaccuracy that goes hand in hand with that.
And in fact,
the only reason why they don't want to take it back to court because they don't, first of all, they don't want to pay nobody nothing. And then they don't want to admit that they made a mistake. So I don't want to hear that shit. She's talking about memories and recollection. But if it's not him, it's not him. They didn't have no evidence. All they was going over is somebody's memory at the time. So shit, if they was going over somebody's memory at the time, then what the fuck? That little I don't know.
52% of wrongful convictions come from mistaken eyewitness identifications.
The docket at the Innocence Project reflects the national
What?
statistics on wrongful convictions based on faulty eyewitness testimony.
If I was going to survive, I wanted to be able to bring the police a description of who had just raped me.
Jennifer Canino's detailed account of her rape led to the conviction of Ronald Cotton. In 1984, then 22-year-old Canino was attacked in her home.
I thought I heard a noise in my bedroom, and I said, "Who is that? Who's there?" And at that,
They said they had no evidence. They said the only thing. What you talking about? The dude said he had no evidence. All they had was eyewitness or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, you might have to.
moment someone jumped up and jumped on top of me. I screamed, and then he muffled my scream with a gloved hand and put a knife to the side of my neck.
The assailant brutally raped her. She said that she kept her eyes open throughout the attack, trying to memorize every identifying feature.
Maybe if he had an accent or a dialect that was different, or if he had any unusual scars or tattoos, or maybe he had lost a tooth or something that would be a feature that he couldn't alter later on.
Cotton, who was also then 22 years old, was sentenced to life in prison.
No, this is a different one. I don't know how they just skipped from that one to that one, because that's confusing.
Never gave up his fight, and in 1995, with the help of new DNA technology, he was exonerated.
My spirit just like disintegrated. I felt so much shame and so much guilt for having been really a large part responsible, not maliciously responsible, but imperfectly responsible for a man losing 11 years of his life.
So this is a whole nother situation with a man, because I think the other one was a robbery. This one is a rape. And I mean, she's not doing nothing wrong, but by giving them a description of what she thought the man looked like. But for real, as a Caucasian woman, like, you gotta, I don't know, you need to be like, look, I want to make sure y'all find the right man, don't just going to look for anybody, just because, don't try to find somebody around the description, because you want to find the person that actually did this. Like, I don't know. Law enforcement is so dumb. It's like they want more brownie points and want more like recognition for just getting a whole bunch of people locked up and stuff. Like, instead of actually solving crimes and crap, like, solve something, do something, use your brain. What the fuck you go to freaking detective school for? Whatever shit. I mean, the police, they ain't really go to school like that. I think they take like 2 classes, and that's insane.
And it didn't matter how many times I said I was sorry. It didn't matter what I did. I couldn't give them back those years.
Jennifer Thompson and Ronald Cotton's case is just a very powerful reminder of how not accurate our memories often are, even when we want them to be. Their case just exemplifies a lot of the problems that happened in Mr. Jones's case across racial identification, a very bad police lineup. They are very closely linked in the issues that they raise.
Jones and Amos had never met until a hearing last Wednesday when witnesses admitted they couldn't tell the two apart, and the judge ordered Jones released.
It made a lot of things understandable for me concerning this whole case, because I just looked at how much me and this man looked alike, and it was unbelievable.
Amos has denied any involvement with the crime.
I would just never put my facial hair like that ever again. Like, just find a whole new look.
Most anecdotes about doppelgangers may not usually involve crime and possible mistaken identity, the mysterious phenomenon in which two people look nearly identical is fairly common.
Are you two twins?
2 Adam Sandlers? What the heck? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. There's more than one Adam Sandler. Like, shit. It's a dream come true. What the fudge? This makes me so happy. But
Really
anyway.
identical is fairly common.
Wow.
Are you two twins?
Like Maddie Renslow and Amber Eckhart, the pair are mistaken for twins, but are complete strangers.
No, we're not even related. No, you're kidding me.
Folklore has it that we each have 7 lookalikes out